Hello, beautiful people. I'm coming to you from Dubai. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Okay, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about in this conversation. We have a lot to talk about. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy we get to have this conversation. It's an important conversation. I'm also going to have another conversation with you very soon about the trans movement, transgender movement. We're going to be talking about that very soon, too. So, a lot is going on in the world. A lot is going on in the world. And we get to talk about it. So, before I begin with regard to Charlie Kirk, I want to share with you a little bit about who I am. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Reverend Valerie Love, also known as KAISI. Usually on Wednesday night, we have our broadcast, which is Witchy Wednesday. I'm a practicing Christian witch and a spirituality and occultist, and I teach manifestation, magic, mysticism, all of those delicious esoteric sciences. And normally on Wednesday night we have Witchy Wednesday, which is an ongoing show that we have here on the channel. And we will resume that show next week. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Quantum. Love your books. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're going to resume our regularly scheduled programming next Wednesday. Right now, we're talking about Charlie Kirk. Now, first, I want to say this. I had never heard of Charlie Kirk before. I didn't know a Charlie or a Kirk. Never heard of the band. And maybe that would be uh, that would be expected because I don't hang out in conservative Christian circles. That's just not my vibe. Although I expect, I respect everybody's vibe. Whatever your vibe is, that's your vibe. Because around here on this channel, we accept everybody. Everybody, everybody, everybody. So it's just not my vibe. I had never heard of them. So I went on Facebook, yet, of course, everyone heard about the shooting on a college campus. Wow, what happened? So I went on Facebook and I saw a post from one of my friends. And this particular friend of mine, he's gay. He has a husband. Well, I think they're going to get married soon. I dearly love him. He was really a good friend of mine. And he had this post about, oh, you get what you get, and that's what you get because hating on people, so forth and so on. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Right? Okay, so then I heard sort of like in the zeitgeist of just the conversation that there was some people dancing on this man's grave. And I was like, oh my God. Like everyone knows you don't speak ill of the dead, right? It's kind of like a taboo. It's kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just a superstition. I know one thing, that if you had a crazy uncle, we all have a crazy uncle, right? We all got a crazy uncle. And the crazy uncle was a hellion. And when the crazy uncle died, people would be at the funeral like this, looking for words to say, because we couldn't say. Now, everybody here knows that Uncle, fill in the blank, the name, I don't want to say anyone's name, Uncle Joe, let's just call him Uncle Joe. Everybody here knows Uncle Joe was a damn hellion. But somebody will say, he mowed the lawn like you wouldn't believe. Like people are struggling to come up with an obituary because humans don't normally dance on the graves of deceased people. So when I saw people dancing on his grave, this was very intriguing to me, and I wanted to understand. I wanted to know who this man was. Then the more I saw, I said, "Oh my goodness, this man must have been the second coming of Hitler. He must have been a Nazi. He must have been an anti-human. He must have been one of the worst possible kinds of people that you've ever seen in life. This man must have been horrible." As I was seeing black people talking about him, I was seeing gay people talking about him, I was seeing trans people talking about him, and I'm thinking to myself, who is this person? Let me go find out for myself, because I'm KAISI. I go find out things for myself. I don't listen to other people because I like to have my own thoughts. I like to do my own critical thinking. I like to come to my own conclusions. I am an independent person, as you can tell from the content on this channel. So I went to go look up Charlie Kirk. And so I started looking up and I started looking at his clips and I started watching his videos and I started seeing the things he's talking about. I said, okay, I get it. I get it. He's a conservative Christian. Okay. He's a father. He has a wife. He has two little kids. Two little kids were there when his family was there when he got unalived. Wow, that had to be horrible for your kids. Now your kids are scarred for life. Anyway, I wanted to find out, who is this man? I wanted to understand. I just wanted to understand. So I'm looking at his videos and I see that he's talking and that he's talking about X and Y and that there's only XX and there's only XY. And I was looking and I said, well, you know what? I can't disagree with him on that because that's exactly how I feel. The transgender movement has been very interesting. It's been very interesting. Now, I respect everybody and everybody's feelings. I respect everything everybody wants to be called. If you want to be called she, he, her, they, we, theirs, I do it. Because if you tell me, my mother didn't raise a hellion. If you tell me your name is Robert, I'm not going to call you Joe. So if you tell me, call me she, I'm going to call you she. That takes nothing from me. It takes nothing from me. Do I believe you're a she? Not for a second. Some of these men is walking in here 6 foot tall with a 5 o'clock shadow, a overhanging brow, a wig on, huge hands, size 13 shoe with a dress and a purse talking about, I'm Yolanda. Okay. It's okay. You can be whoever you say you want to be. No problem. And I will call you Yolanda. I won't even fight you. Welcome, Yolanda. I won't even look at you strange. Great. That's what you want to do today. Do I think you're a woman? Hell to nah. You're not a woman. No, I never thought I would have to say that. If you show me this person and this person, is this a woman? No, that's not a woman. I mean, I thought that would be obvious, yet we live in times that that's no longer obvious. I'll talk about that when I talk about the transgender meltdown of humanity. Let's get back to Charlie Kirk. So Charlie Kirk said there's XX and there's XY. And I said, well, I just had that conversation with my son because my son and I talk about this all the time. We're like, it's two. It's X and Y. Which one do you have? Like, that's science. That's biology. You have X or you have Y. You're born with either X or Y, and you can't change from X to Y, and you can't change from Y to X. Now, that's just science. That's just science. And so I saw him say that, and I was like, okay, no lies detected on that. However, we now live in a world that if someone points out biology because it offends people's sensitivities and sensibilities, you are now called transphobic. You are now called a hater. You are now called a perpetrator of hate speech. Because I said it was X and Y. Yes, that's hate speech. Is that where the world has come to? So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, X and Y doesn't mean anything to me. He's not saying anything. I have yet not found anything in this thing I'm watching that is public enemy number one of all humanity. I didn't see that he was public enemy number one. Okay, so I keep watching because I'm waiting for the horrors that people are saying about this man. I am waiting to see the horrific crimes against humanity that this man obviously committed because people are dancing on his grave. Never found him. Never found him. I listened to him. He's a conservative Christian with opinions. He's a person that strongly believes in what he believes in. So am I. He's a person that gets to think for himself and came to his own conclusions. So am I. So he has a right to exist. Okay, let's go further. Then I saw, pardon me, I was getting over a bug when I came back from Punta Cana to Dominican Republic. I'm in Dubai now, by the way. Hi from Dubai. So the next thing I said, well, let me check and see what he's saying about black people. Because I do not disagree with this man about trans people. And when he was speaking to trans people, I was watching him speaking to these different students on college campuses. Like I said, I never heard of the man. So I went and I'm watching him interact with these people on college campuses. This man is listening to these college students. This man is interacting. This man is engaged in a dialogue. He's out doing what he thinks he's supposed to do. You know, Christians do believe that they're supposed to go out and proselytize for Jesus, get more people for Jesus. And that's what he was doing. And if that's what you believe, do it. Well, he was on college campus and he was talking to this person, and this person said to him, you know, I'm a trans, this was a young person in college. He said, I think this person said either they were trans and they want to be in the conservative movement, or they're gay. I think this person was gay and they want to be in a conservative movement. Now, I don't agree with the conservative movement. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. I'm for individual liberty for each person. I am all about sovereignty. I am all about freedom to choose what you yourself decide that you are going to do with your life. Because at the end of the day, like my mom used to say, and my grandmother, make your bed, you're going to lay in it. You make your bed and you are going to lay in it. So choose wisely. So he said to this kid, you know, he was listening intently to this kid, and he's looking at the kid and he's, you know, being respectful. And he said, well, while I don't, this is what he said. He said, while I don't agree with your lifestyle, and I will pray to God that he free you of being gay, welcome to the movement. I love you. And I'm thinking, this man is not public enemy number one. Okay, let's go further. Because I see people saying, I can't believe that Black people would defend Charlie Kirk. I'm going to say something that I've said many times on YouTube. I am not a Black woman. I just look like one. No one is a person. Everyone is God in my paradigm. I teach spirituality. No one is reduced to their body. We did a whole year of A Course in Miracles, and A Course in Miracles says over and over again, I am not a body, for I am free, for I am still as God created me. No one is a body. You are not confined to what your body is. You are not reduced to your entire identity. Your beingness, your isness is not reduced down to a pile of atoms. You're far more than that. Everyone is. So to say, oh, Black people, y'all, he dissed us. Okay, so let me go see what he said about Black people, because I'm watching what he's saying to the gay people. I'm watching what he's saying about the transgender people. To me, hey, he's just a man with opinions, doing what he thinks he needs to do and what he should do to please his Lord and Savior. And he probably the same thing any of us would do if we believed the things that he believed. Okay, so I now go to see what he's saying about Black people. And he's talking about how, you know, George Floyd, who is somewhat of a hero to Black people, which I don't really understand. And I'm not saying that he was not wrongfully treated. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that it's okay what happened to him. I'm not saying that either. I'm saying that some of these people were criminals. Or what got George Floyd in trouble with the police in the first place? We want to ignore completely that some of these people really were criminals doing things they had no business doing. They said George Floyd had pulled a gun on a pregnant woman and pointed the gun at her belly. I mean, George Floyd, if your ghost is hanging around here anywhere, I hope you now see the light. So I'm not saying that George Floyd should have been killed. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why is he a motherfucking hero? I never regarded him as a hero because I just didn't get that sense that this was such an honorable man, that the cops, you know, the propaganda machine was going. And the propaganda machine still wants to pit Black people against white people in America, and the propaganda machine still wants you to believe that white cops are killing all these black people. And when you look at the statistic, I think one statistic said more people get killed by lightning strikes in a year than black people getting killed by cops in a year. And this is one that I know for sure. More black people get killed by black people than by white cops. Are we just gonna ignore that? Are we? You're gonna go after these few white cops over here. I'm not saying you're not supposed to go after those white cops. Go after those white cops. That's bad. It's very horrible. It's very corrupt. Yes, I'm not denying that. I'm also saying, wait a minute, I think we have a bigger problem. I think the bigger problem that we have is most black people that are murdered by other black people. Why black people don't want to hear that? But you will never see black people jump up and rush in the street and have a big Black Lives movement over there's too many black people killing other black people. You'll never see that movement. But you will see them bust up in Target and steal a TV after George Floyd. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You BLMing all over the place. I didn't have a B or an L or an M. I'm looking at these people like y'all are nuts. Then later on they find out that BLM was a sham. Maybe black people don't like to hear some of these things, but let's not act like it's not the truth. And let's not act like if somebody says what a lot of people are thinking, that all of a sudden he's the devil. Oh, people made him the devil because he said things that we were already thinking. I was thinking a lot of the same things. And I don't despise black people. I don't despise anyone. I love everyone. That's my jam. I love Trump. I love Kamala. I love Joe Biden. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm me. I'm a woman seeking to live my God life and being my God self. Hey, newsflash. God is not a liberal. God never voted. God didn't create a political system that is divided into two irreconcilable factions in the United States. God is not the author of confusion. God didn't create no Democratic Republic or Republicans. God didn't create none of that shit. Humans made all this shit up. We made a big mess and we need to take responsibility and clean up our mess. That's what I'm about. I'm about let's all take responsibility for self and your own consciousness. How about sit down and meditate and come into love and joy and peace and compassion? Heal your wounds. All those people that are running around talking about you get what you get. Charlie Kirk, we hate you. Da da da. Your hate is for you. Your hate, the hate that you have. If you hate someone, your hate is only for you. It's only bothering you. Your hate is yours. People don't like that because they don't want to take responsibility. 100% responsibility for your own life. Let's just grow fucking up. Grow up. If you don't like something someone else is saying, you can get out there and go on college campuses. You can put your hat in the ring. Go run for president. This is a free country. You can stand up. You can create a YouTube channel. You can go on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and you can share what's coming to you. But you're going to sit and poke holes at somebody else and they're out there doing what they believe they should do? Hell no, that's some bullshit. I call bullshit. And all y'all black people, come for me if you like black people because we already know the deal. Wink, wink. I'm black. I already know the deal. And when I say I'm black, I'm presenting as a black person in this current lifetime because that's what the infinite consciousness God wants to live as, a black woman going all around the world. What's that like? Just like the infinite consciousness that is God is also inhabiting Chinese people. Do we understand oneness? There's one of us here. One. The one true infinite source. The one infinite consciousness. We don't understand oneness because we still believe in another. There ain't no other. When you look at Charlie Kirk, you're looking at yourself. There's no other. Wow, we forgot that. It's only oneness. And look, spiritual people, it does, spirituality is not just for when you feel like it. Jesus said, love your enemies. Isn't that what they said, Christians? All these black people that go to church, y'all fuck off. You know why? Because you in church on Sunday, oh Lord Jesus. You come in the comments, Jesus is king. You come in the comments, oh, you a witch. And God said, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. But you're not even living by what Jesus said, because the 10 Commandments said, thou shalt not kill, according to the 10 Commandments that you have. And you also said, it also says in your book that you claim you follow, that you're supposed to love your enemies and pray for those persecuting you. And it also says in your book that you claim you follow, your Jesus King said, turn the other cheek. Oh, but they forgot all about all that as soon as Trump got elected. And so you would think all the Christian people would be the leaders of absolute love and tolerance and acceptance and forgiveness. You would think the Christian people would be standing up for all Christian people. Well, Charlie Kirk was Christian, but there's a bunch of Christians that's like, no, you get what you get. How horrible to say that to a man who is violently gunned down in front of his family. You've lost your humanity. If the compassion in your heart is that absent, and you would say something like that, unfriend me, unfollow me, I'll be okay if you don't talk to me ever again until you sit down and meditate for 10 years and come to the understanding of oneness. There's no person that I would dance on their grave. Not because I think I'm better, no. Because I know I'm one with all. I'm one with the ocean. I'm one with Trump. I'm one with Charlie Kirk. I am one with my ancestors living and moved on. I am one with the river. I am one with the moon. There's only one consciousness. That's what spirituality teaches. And I don't want you to believe me. I don't want you to believe me. Please don't believe me, because spirituality is not religion. Religion needs you to believe it. Spirituality needs you to practice it. The only way you do this is that you make it scientific. I always say make it scientific. What does make it scientific mean? Make it scientific means that you put it to practice. You say, okay, you know what? This crazy lady on YouTube, this Christian witch lady said that I should love everyone and I should actually follow the Bible if that's what I claim that I do. You're in church. How about we don't be hypocritical if you're in church? Don't you love everybody? Jesus loved everybody. They say he was with the harlots and he was with the sinners and he was with the tax collectors and he was with all the people that were despised in humanity. And everybody had a seat at his table. He was teaching the women. He was teaching this one, this one. They said, don't teach the women. He was like, what was wrong with teaching women? He was talking to everybody. But yet, what do we have? What are the Christian people doing? What are they doing? And all these black Christian people, man, some of them fucking black people, Christian people get on my fucking nerves. That's my own inner wound that I need to heal. Some of these black Christian people only are Christian when it's convenient. Oh, but you dropping it like it's hot in the club. You be in the club on Saturday night, it's a black club, it's full of Christians. Yeah, pass. Puff, puff, pass in the club. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, anybody? In the church, will there be anyone? Will there be one? Drinking like sexing everybody and their grandmama. But it's okay, because Sunday morning we're going to go to church and we're going to have a shop of the bunch. Ooh, hallelujah, Jesus. Ooh, I got a hangover, but hallelujah. Jesus is King. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Shabbat. Woo! Jesus. But you was just in the club last night, weeding it up, drinking it up. You was totally shaboozy in the club getting tipsy on Saturday night. You was totally shaboozy. drink in the club, give me another vodka, give me another partying like it's 1995. And Sunday morning, and look, you got to go to church like this because your eyes is red. Oh, yeah, yeah, Jesus. Okay, Jesus, thank you. Lord, I just want to thank you, Lord. You just want to thank the Lord that nobody caught you with your little side chick. You just want to thank the Lord that nobody said nothing about you being in the club being tipsy last night. I thank the Lord that the doors to the church are open to everyone. But then go home that afternoon and see somebody that's a witch like me that I ain't trying to be in no club being tipsy. I'm over here minding my little witch business, doing my next ritual, my next spell, helping people, coaching people, talking to my communities, helping people do the wonderful things in their life that they do. And they're going to come up, God said. Oh, God said. That's what God told you. Okay, boo, take many seats. I know these Christians too well to get upset by even one damn thing that even one of them little Christians say. Have you seen that I've been reading the comments? It's almost like I'm shell shocked when it comes to Christians. My elephant skin is so thick because they've been putting hate comments on my stuff for 16 years. I've been on YouTube for 16 years, baby. Yeah. Elephant skin. They come for me. I'm looking at them like, okay. Okay. I see my work on the planet of love and compassion is still not done. Because I'm looking at your hateful ass. I got more work to do. Let me meditate. I just get to meditate. Let me meditate. Let me woosah. Let me get some sage. Let me put some crystals, some more crystals in my bra. Because this is fucking crazy. No, we're not doing that, Christian people. We're not going to act like y'all are the holy holy rollers of the planet. We're not going to act like black people. We're not going to act like some of those things Charlie Kirk said about black people are not true. We're not going to do that. We're not going to act like Charlie Kirk is the devil because he said things you don't like. We're not going to act like X and Y is not a thing. We're not, and not the truth and not scientific biology. We're not going to act like X and Y is not scientific facts. When did we get to being so sensitive that if someone comes along with another opinion, you can't even take it? You get so disturbed. I ain't never seen somebody as disturb people so much. First it was Trump. Now Charlie Kirk took over for Trump. This is what I want to say. Whoever did it, we don't know who did it because now the investigation is looking shisty. The FBI is caught lying. A couple of ballistic guys are right here on YouTube. You know you can go to YouTube and find out all kinds of things, right? Hold on. Right here on YouTube, a couple of ballistic guys were like, nah, I shot a rifle and I this and that. And then when you shoot it, they knew all the angles and they had all the cameras. So they knew that the FBI is lying. Who they caught? They caught some little guy, supposedly he's a transgender guy, and they're going to put it on him. Okay. And one guy that was like a real ballistics person, he used to be in the military doing these ballistic things. I don't know the first thing about a gun. Don't know nothing about it. I'm in Dubai walking around. If there was a gun here, I have never seen a gun in Dubai. I don't even think people carry guns. I don't even think you could carry a knife in Dubai, okay? You can't even walk on a sidewalk with a freaking alcoholic beverage. You know they're not going to let you have no gun. If they find bacon in your suitcase, they don't even let you in the country. You can't bring a pork chop in here. You can't even bring a pork chop across the border. How the heck you gonna be running around Dubai with a gun? Oh my God, do you understand? Many of these countries that I've been to, the cops don't even have guns. In Japan, the cops don't even have guns. They have like a little stick or something, but you don't have to do anything crazy in Japan because Japanese people know how to conduct themselves. Oh my goodness. Japanese people actually know how to conduct themselves. So you don't have to worry, the police don't have to worry that something crazy is going to pop off like it does in the United States every single damn day of life in America. Every single damn day, something's going to pop off. Okay? But they're still trying to run a game on us that America is the best country in the world. No one as advanced as us. Where I could give you 10 countries right now that you could go to and get more advanced health care for way less than America. Like you could go to Istanbul, Turkey, you could go to Vietnam, you could let's not get on that subject. See, they can fool people with that because people don't never leave the borders of the United States of America. When you've been to as many dozens of countries that I have been to, I know they're lying. It's trash. It's it's the propaganda machine. It's the same propaganda machine running to keep black people against white people. The same propaganda machine keeping Republicans against Democrats. You know why? Because now this might sound like a conspiracy theory, but you don't need to get your tinfoil hat quite yet. You don't need your tinfoil hat quite yet, but this may sound like a conspiracy theory. The powers that be who are really puppeteering humanity, those 12 families that you hear about, and I'm going to break some of this stuff down in some of our coming episodes of The Real God Is Not in the Bible. Some of them are used in religion. These families, like the George Soroses of the world and the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, a lot of these families, I got to tell you something. They have in their handbook, if you were to get a textbook, okay, this is my book, buy it. But if you were to get a textbook of how to control the masses, they're running a textbook play by play right now. Control the food, give them bad food. I heard someone say, a doctor say, that he doesn't find much food in the supermarket. He doesn't find much health care in the hospitals and doctors. And he doesn't find, what was the other one? He doesn't find much learning in schools. Isn't that interesting? If you want to control the minds of billions of people, it's in the textbook. This is what you do. You give them bad food, have them fight over resources, divide them. You have to keep dividing them. Why do you have to keep dividing them? And you have to keep giving both sides ammunition to fight the other side. You have to keep doing that. Why? Because if they ever united and found out who were the real oppressors of humanity, they would rise up against the overlords. So keep going with your little black and white fight. I'm not in that. Keep going with your little Christian against Muslim fight. I'm not in that either. Keep going with your little Jew against Palestine, Israel against Palestine fight. They need to keep the fights going. They keep the fight. Why do you think there is no peace on the planet? Why do you think? Do you think people want to run in and be at war? Who wants to be at war? No one. The overlords of society need wars for several reasons, and I'm break those reasons down on this channel. They need wars. That's why we have wars. We don't have wars because, this group of people doesn't like this group of people. No, it's not why we have wars. We have wars because the overlords of society use war as a financial instrument and as a control mechanism. So why are we falling for it? Why do we keep fighting? Why are we fighting? Just stop. Just stop fighting. Just refuse. Just be peaceful. And when I say peaceful, I don't mean, somebody come knock you in the head, don't do anything. That would be dumbass. And my ancestors would not abide that. Of course you would defend yourself if something was coming for you. Of course you would take care of your family. Of course you would take protective measures. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what kind of person are you on the inside? Are you a hateful person or are you a joyful person? See, a joyful person would never dance on the grave of someone who was violently killed, no matter what that person believed. You know why? Because no one else's hate is strong enough to turn my love to hate. You can't turn my love to hate. You can't turn my love to hate because I love too much. Because I'm going to love because I made a commitment to love. My name is love. I changed my name on purpose. You can't get me to hate people. Takes me out of bliss. And I like bliss and joy. Feels too good to be in bliss and joy. Why would you choose hate? Why would you choose division? Rather than sit down and come up with a strategy to usurp the overlords that love when people fight. You don't think that there are people who are benefiting from fights among us? Why are we fighting each other? We don't hate each other. We all really humanities. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I have been to the continent. In Africa, I've been to Egypt a couple of times. I've been to Kenya. In Kenya, I was in this city. I was in Nairobi. And I went to the village. So when I talk about an African village, I was actually in an African village. Now, most people that talk about, yeah, back in the village in Africa, they don't know shit because they never actually went to an African village. But they can still talk about it because maybe they read it in books. It's all good. I ain't mad at it. Okay, so I actually sat in an African village. Like, no, like electricity African village. Like, we are in the bush. Like, ain't no toilets. Literally, when I got back from that trip, and that's not everywhere because Nairobi is super advanced, super fabulous, super fancy, super technologically advanced. Even had a Chinese restaurant in Nairobi. I was like, wow, Chinese people get around. Okay, so I've been on the continent. I've been in the Middle East. I've been to Dubai several times. I'm in Dubai now. I have been to Oman. It was a Doha. Doha is in Oman, right? I have been to Europe. In Europe, I've been to the UK. I've been to France a couple of times. South of France, Cannes, going up to Paris, love Paris, been to Paris several times. I have been to Greece, Greek islands, beautiful, Athens a couple of times. Wow, not my favorite city. Hey, I have been to Italy, Rome, been to the Vatican a couple of times. I have been to Florence, Tuscany, Venice with the water, oh, so beautiful, a couple of times. I have been to the Far East, China, Hong Kong. I've been to Bali. I've been to Thailand. I've been throughout the Caribbean, Jamaica, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, just came from Dominican Republic. I've been to Hawaii, all 5 of the islands several times. Took a cruise around all of five of the Hawaiian islands that they let you come on if you're not from Hawaii. There's other islands that only Hawaiians can go to. Only place, I haven't really gone to French Polynesia in that area, Tahiti. I'll make my way over there. I haven't gone to Australia yet. I've been to country after country, Spain, Barcelona. I've been to Istanbul, Turkey. I've been to country after country after country, Canada, many of these places. And I got to tell you something. Of course, I lived in Mexico for 3 years. Most people don't want to fight. Do you know what most people want? I don't care if they're yellow, brown, white, tall, short, if they eat noodles, if they eat rice, if they eat halal, if they eat, here, even on the plane, all our food is halal. I'm like, great. And some places I go, all our food is kosher. I'm like, great. And some places you go, it's nothing but barbecue around here. Great. Right? I've been to all these places. People do not want to fight. People, do you know what people want? Same thing you want. Just to be happy with your family, have plenty, have an abundance, be peaceful, love your little neighbor, wave. You go away, your neighbor looks after your house and stuff. Security, peace. That's what people want. You have to be fired up You have to be fed propaganda in order for you to get mad and hate this group and hate that group and hate these people and hate these people and good he died and da da da. You have to be fed propaganda for you to believe that. And I say, don't let the propaganda machine turn your heart cold. Don't have a lump of coal for a heart. That's a very sad way to live. And it doesn't have anything to do with other people. It has to do with you, boo. I want to save your soul. Well, I can't save your soul. You would have to decide to save your soul. So the hate you give is the hate you are stewing in. Your hate is for no one else but you. Do people understand this? Please tell me in the comments. Do people understand this? If you're hating someone, do we know that that's our own hate and we need to handle it? It's impossible to hate someone else. If you have hate, you are the harborer, you are the nurturer of hate, and you get to choose to do something different about that. Baby, Gandhi was right. All the sages, the saints, the yogis, all of the priests, the nuns, all the people, the mystics, they were praying and they had this illumination. Wow, all is one. Same illumination I had. You have an illumination. Wow, the path is love and peace. Yep. The path is do good for all. So now I can hear the devil's advocates people saying, yeah, well, how can I be in peace in a world where everybody else got a gun? I need to get a gun too. Well, there's an answer for that. I don't have a gun. I used to be married to a man that had a gun. I don't have guns. I don't deal in guns. It's just not my thing. I don't have nothing against guns. If you want guns, get all the guns. I don't care. I don't have againstness. Get guns. If it makes you happy and secure, great. Get as many as you want. I mean, it's all good. It's a free country. It's a free world. Here's the answer to, yeah, but how am I going to be in love and peace and everybody else is gunned up and ready to attack and all that, and I'm going to be the only one sitting over here, with my hands in the mudra, being all kind and loving. They're going to just bum rush me. Here's the answer. Do you remember A Course in Miracles and the lesson in A Course in Miracles that says, in my defenselessness, my safety lies? What does that mean? In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Most people think that they are so freaking fragile and so freaking susceptible to an outside attack that they determine themselves weak when God says you are powerful, and they proceed to establish defenses that in essence attract the attack. Well, if you have 10 bolts on your door, you bolt on your door, bolt on your door, bolt. Do you understand that fear and that energy goes out into the universe and just brings somebody that's just going to get past all your bolts? Like your greatest fears have to come true. I hate to be the one to tell you that. That's why we're supposed to be getting rid of our fears and replacing it with love. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Are we doing the work? In my defense, take down your defenses. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, without defenses, I'm going to be attacked. Right. That's what the ego believes. It believes in defense and attack because the ego believes in otherness. I'm over here and Charlie Kirk is over here. Whereas spirituality says it's oneness. The ego, the little ego, says, yeah, I better get them before they get me. Or I got to get 10 guns because they got 9. Or I got to put up a wall. Put up a wall. And I was cracking up because I was living in Mexico at the time. And I saw these beautiful Mexican people, wonderful Mexican people where I lived in Merida. And I looked at them, none of them were running for America. They were looking at America like, oh, it's so dangerous there sometimes. I was like, oh, this is funny. If Americans heard this conversation right now, they would be appalled that Mexicans were calling America. I remember one time I was in the airport and they showed another one of these school shootings And the Mexican people were just like, oh. And they were talking about America, school shooting. They were talking about it like those Americans are just unhinged. Mexican people were talking about American people. But America has made you think that all the people in Mexico are running for the border trying to come into America. What a load of shit. That is such a lie. But how do I know? Because I've been to Guadalajara, Mexico. I've been to Mexico City. I've been to Merida, Mexico, Cancun, Mexico, Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Isla Mujeres, Mexico. Lived in Merida, Mexico for 3 years. I didn't see all these Mexican people running for the border. You know what I did see? People who were in South America, whose countries had been fucked by America and the economic policies of America and the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, fleeing because their currency had been devalued. But you're going to put up a wall for people that you stripped of their wealth and get mad when they want to run north to some place where they can at least work and feed their family. Happened in Venezuela. Those people were wealthy. Like that, they weren't anymore. So I think we ought to really look at the true causative factors of what's going on in this world. And every time you go all the way down to the bottom of that rabbit hole, you're going to find one of these, quote unquote, you're going to find some dirty money, one of these families that wants to grab more power and more control and more wealth and suck all the wealth up. And then you wonder why people react, because they want to take care of their family and their children. So defenselessness, what does that mean? And then I'm going to conclude, because I said a lot. And I would love if everyone just watches over and over again and just really think about this before reacting, because people are quick to react in these days. They just jump in the comments. First thing you can tell, they gave no thought to what they're putting in the comments. Some of them. Now, y'all love tubers. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are spiritual masters. Y'all know the deal. Some of these people that come in the comments, and I love how y'all answer them when they come from me in the comments, because y'all be breaking them people down like, go somewhere else with that. In the comments, you will see people who they're coming from wounds. They're coming from hurt, inner hurt. They're coming from hate. If you squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. If you squeeze a person who has hate inside, you get hate juice. If you squeeze a person that has love inside, they ain't got nothing for you but love. Okay, so let's talk about this defenselessness. What does it mean? What we do not understand energetically is that if you broadcast to the universe that you are unsafe, which you never are, because of course Miracles also says, I am in danger nowhere in the world. I have walked the streets of Paris at night. I have walked the streets in New York at night. I've been in several of the cities in the United States: New Orleans, Las Vegas, Chicago, California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Texas, Dallas, Texas. I've been DC, which is a pretty scary place to be. DC, Maryland, Virginia, Tennessee. I've been all up and through, Massachusetts, Salem, Boston, all of that, right? I have walked the streets at night, Bali, all around the world. Nothing's ever happened. The one time I got mugged was when I was in my 20s. And I got mugged at gunpoint in New York City. By who? Some black kids. That'll make black people mad that I'm just stating the truth. It wasn't white people that came for me. I'm not saying that white people haven't been violent to black people. That's not what I'm saying. Don't run off and create something that I'm not even saying. I'm saying that it was black people in the hood doing stuff to other black people. That's what it was. Black people, if that's hard to hear, get your ears cleaned out, clean out the wax, and just face facts. And get to cleaning up your neighborhood. Bring in some of the youth, do some activities with them after school so they won't be out in the street thinking about gang banging and all that. And no, I didn't say that every black neighborhood is like that. It's not. Don't infer anything else into what I'm saying other than what I'm saying, because I am very clear in my communication. No one ever said, wow, Reverend Val is so nebulous. We just don't know what she's thinking. Said no one, because I am a wordsmith and I will tell you exactly what I'm saying and will give you stories and will back up with my life experience. I'm very clear in my communication. So please don't read into, because people love to read things into what you say. And you never said that. When I have the trans conversation with y'all, I'm going to read an email that came to me. And I was like, wow, an email from people I love very much. And it was so off. People that I love. And it was so off. And I'm going to share it with y'all. Anyway, let's go to this whole idea of defenselessness before we wrap up. When you broadcast to the entire universe, I'm not safe, something could attack me, what do you think is going to happen? That's common sense. You walking around like this. I'm never walking around like that. I was walking around on Dubai today. I'm never walking around like, watch your back. Keep your head on a swivel. I'm just not doing that. Now, I'm not laughing at people who do that, because you do see very nervous people. And what happens to them? They get picked off the first time. They actually lined up some people who were criminals. And they asked them, who do you pick when you're watching for your victim? They sure ain't gonna pick me. I'm just too happy. And I'm somewhat of a loose cannon. I'm real unpredictable. So they just never know what I'm gonna do. You don't know if I'm gonna do like some karate, or if I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna tell you a joke. I'm gonna pray for you, or I'm gonna cast a spell on you. Like I'm a wild card. They're like, hey, next. We're not picking that one because we don't know where she's gonna go. That's me. So I have fun in life. I'm just having fun. So this whole being all nervous and thinking somebody gonna get you at every turn, somebody has to get you. That's how energy works. You're calling them to come get you. Put up a neon sign that says, please come get me. Because people are hilarious. And it's so funny. You know what people tell me when I go to these different countries? They say, oh, Reverend Val, be careful. Of what? What do they think fire-breathing dragons are at the borders of the United States, and as soon as you cross the border, that's gonna get you? What are people thinking? This is ridiculous. These things that we believe, they're ridiculous. And so we need to just release our minds of all these ideas about attack and about if something occurred, it's because my consciousness beckoned it. Nothing can come into your world unbidden by you. So that's why I just focus on my consciousness and having my consciousness in the highest vibration that I can throughout the day, because I know that whatever occurs in my life is simply a reflection of my own consciousness. And then I get to really see what's in my consciousness. Everything is a reflection of your very self, beloved. There is no other. You are Charlie Kirk. You are Donald Trump. You are Kamala Harris. You are Joe Biden. And if you don't believe these things, you don't have to, because I certainly am not asking for belief. I don't have a dog in the race, or what do they say, a horse in the race. I don't care what people believe. I'm sharing, I'm inspiring. I'm offering food for thought. I'm sharing ideas. I'm sharing. And I question a lot of things that I see. What I would say is, make it scientific. Ask yourself, where in my life am I still fearful? Where in my life am I still hateful? Where in my life am I still in my wounds and I'm projecting my woundedness on other people? Where in my life am I not taking 100% responsibility for my life and my world and my actions, my thoughts, my feelings, and my outcomes? Where in my life can I bring more peace, more joy, more bliss, more aliveness, more harmony, more oneness? Where in my communities can I sow the seeds of oneness and not discord and dissent? Where can I empower people more? Use me, Spirit. Where can I lift people up? How can I inspire people with my gifts? Those are the questions to ask, and they're always going to be answered. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, this week, I'm offering something that I have not offered ever. And you'll find the link in the description below. I'm offering a 7-day free trial of one of my communities, which is the Money Magic community. Because speaking of sovereignty and taking responsibility for yourself, I'm teaching about Bitcoin and gold. And that happens tomorrow night, Thursday at 8 p.m. in Money Magic. So if you want to be in that class, you can be in that class if you want to. No charge whatsoever. The link is below. And if you love it, stay, hang around, and pay for it. If you don't love it, exit before 7 days. You get charged nothing. I've never done this before. And I know that I've got to do a lot more in the world to lift everyone. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. Freedom for all. Love for all. Oneness for all. Harmony for one, all. Peace for all. Love for all. Compassion for all. That's what I am, and I'm never going to do anything other than that. I'm not. And I don't care if you're Chinese or you're Japanese or you're Arabian or you're black or you're white or you're tall or you're short or you're old or you're gay or you're straight or you're lesbian. I don't care what you are. I'm going to love you because that's my choice. And my loving you is not based on what you do. What kind of love is that? Well, I only love you if you agree with me. I only love you if you're doing what I want you to do. My love is not trivial. My love, I am coming with the universal love that loves all. And no one can turn my love into something else. And if I do allow my love to turn into something other than hate, that's on me. And I need to go within myself, maybe take some more shrooms or some ayahuasca or something, some San Pedro or something, sit down and meditate or do another ritual by the ocean or something to get myself together. That's my work. If I harbor anything but love for all as myself, do we remember the golden rule? Do unto others, not as they do unto you. No, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And when you walk that way, you will be amazed. People treat you with so much love and regard. When I go into airports, people love seeing me come. The TSA agents, they're spicy to everybody, but they smile at me. They're like, "Oh, your name is Love." Yes, my name is Love. Because I'm just spreading love around the whole planet. Just smear a whole bunch of love around the whole planet because you can tell the planet needs it. Because now they're over in Europe during uprisings. Now, this is the last thing I want to say about this. I'm having so much fun with y'all. And I love you for hanging with me in this conversation. They made a martyr of Charlie Kirk. They absolutely made a martyr of him. And when you make a martyr of someone, it gives strength to the movement. So I don't know who thought that they were going to stop Charlie Kirk by trying to stop Charlie Kirk. He got a position. He's now in spirit realms. He got an elevation so that now he's no longer informed. Now he can be all over the place doing all kinds of things. And I promise you, his wife came out. I was amazed at how composed she was after the experiences that she has had and how she thanked everyone. Like, this woman is a brave warrior. After seeing that, I probably would still be in the bed somewhere curled up in a ball after seeing something like that. And now you're a widow and the mother of 2 little children who just saw their father gunned down. Like, I cannot imagine the unspeakable horror of it. I just want to say this. We have within ourselves the capacity for compassion for all people. And if you tell me that your compassion is only for people that agree with you, and your compassion is only for people who you like, and your compassion is only for people who hold the same beliefs as you, that's not compassion at all. That is not. I love you. ValerieLove.com. Peace. KAISI out.